Welcome friends, in this video I am gonna tell you about the finite MCQs. So let's start. Whichever the one is not a modern application for a computer graphics, stop motion animation. Next one, both boundary filling and flood filling algorithms are non-recursive techniques. Fails. TV series are made as simply as possible from the animation point of view. This approach is generally known as limited animation. Next one is an 8-frame run cycle that dash frame or frames to each step gives a fast and vigorous dash 8. This speed, the successive leg position are quite widely separated and may need dry brush or speed lines to make the movement flow for. Next one is dash retroreflection is the effect of reflecting light toward the direction from which it came no matter the orientation of the surface. Wavelength or wavelength page 229. What makes this really challenging to model is that the indexing of refraction for most materials is a function of the dash of the light. This means that not only is there a shift in the angle of reflection, but that the shift is different for differing dash of light. Okay, दोनों में both our answers is wavelength. Next one is the reflected light wave turns out to be a simple case since light is reflected at the same angle as the incident wave when the surface is smooth and uniform as well as assumed for now. Tessellation can be adapted to the dash degree of the curvature of a curve local. Glut reshape function sets the reshape callback for the current window. The shape callback is triggered when a window is reshaped. Signed integer color component when specified are linear mapped to floating point values such that the most positive representable value maps to 1.0 and the most negative representable value maps to dash. Floating point values are mapped directly. 1. NURBS stands for non-uniform rational beta splines. An orthogonal set of vectors must be made up of the basis vector e1, e2, and e3. Bezier curve is numerically the most stable of all the polynomial-based curves used in these applications. Bezier curve is the ideal standard for representing the dash piecewise polynomial curves. More complex. Keep polygon orientation consistent to make sure that when viewed from the outside, all the polygons on the surface are oriented in the same direction. The dash is most simple example that exhibit the property self-similarity. Fern. A common mistake people make when creating three-dimensional graphics is to start thinking too soon that the final image appears on a flat two-dimensional screen. Avoid thinking about which pixel need to be drawn and instead try to visualize dash space three-dimensional. Which of the following properties of rational Bezier curves fails if the weight assigned to a control point is negative? Convex hull. Next is in the Phong reflection model, there are three constants ABC which are used to describe the qualities of which of the following phenomena: the attenuation of a point light source with the distance. The Phong reflection model simplifies light matter interactions into essentially four vectors and a number of constants. Which piece of the Phong model is responsible for giving spheres their bright white spots? Specular. When you hit a surface in ray tracing, generally shadow rays are tested against all objects in a scan. If these rays come back saying they hit an object in the scan, which of the following do you do? Add only the ambient light from the light source of the object. The color space tool is a handy tool that we can use to interactively add two colors together to see the effects of the various strategies for handling over saturated colors. True. A polygon is usually defined by a sequence of dashes and edges, vertices, which are the following properties of Bezier curves guarantees that a line passes through the control polygons as many times or more times than the line passes through the Bezier curve itself, variation diminishing. Parity is a concept used to determine which pixel lie within a polygon. Choose the best suitable answer. The actual filling process in boundary filling algorithm begins with the point of the dash of the figure is selected inside the boundary. Wheeler-Thornton polygon clipping technique modifies the vertex processing procedures for window boundaries so that dash polygons are displayed correctly. Concave. If a line connecting any two points within a polygon does not intersect any edge, then it will be a dash polygon, convex polygon. Next one is a dash can be defined as a mapping of point P of XYZ onto its image P dash X dash Y dash and Z dash in the view plane, which constitutes the display surface projection. The reflected light wave turns out to be dash a slash n dash case since light reflected at the same angle as the incident wave when the surface is smooth and uniform as well as assume for now. Simple. Computer graphics and computer vision are dash disciplines, related disciplines. OpenGL has become the industry's most widely used and supported dash graphics application programming interface API, bringing thousands of applications to a wide variety of computer platforms, two-dimensional and three-dimensional. Dash sets the global idle callback to be function so GLUD programming can perform background processing tasks or continuous animation when Windows system events are not being received. GLUD idle function. x2 divided by a2 minus y2 divided by p2 is equal to 1 is an equation of hyperbola. To modify the object shape shearing transformation cannot be used is equal to in this equation this system is fails. Rotation is performed around a fixed point called dash pivot point rotation. Computer graphics is very helpful in producing graphical representation for scientific visualization and analysis. This statement is true. Save a line with both endpoints inside all clipping boundaries. Trivial except dark lights are nothing more than lights in which one or more of the color values are negative. A series of dash computer operations convert an object's three-dimensional coordinates to pixel position on the screen transformation, which are represented by matrix multiplication include modeling, viewing, and projection operations. Such operations include rotation, translation, scaling, reflecting, orthographic projection, and perspective projection. And the answer is 3. At a physical surface, our eyes' perception of the color depends on the distribution of photon energies that arrive and trigger our dash cells, cone cells. Next one is this projection technique has the direction of projection particular to the viewing plane, but the viewing direction is not perpendicular to one of the principal faces. And the answer is axonometric parallel projection. In the Phong reflection model, dash light is the same everywhere, ambient. And this is the last question. A plane is a two-dimensional sense. In order to uniquely define any point on its surface, we require numbers, two numbers. So hope you guys you enjoyed the video. For more updates and videos, subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon so you can help for more updates. So thank you. Allah Hafiz.